Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the cast-off during the commercial break. We were talking trash to each other. Benson is the superior streamer, is what we all decided.
Red Panda Army.
We all decided that?
Sneaky Beavers can compare.
The Wizards,
I don't know where you came up with that. That's really bad branding. That was really bad branding.
I don't even know where the show is going.
You should be like the Swaggy Wizard or something. Like
Swaggy Wizard.
Add something. That's a bad example, but add
the old Swaggy Wizard. All right, guys, let's bring it back to the cast-off now. We've gone through 3 sets of casters, and we need to announce our third winner.
This is close. This one I think is going to be close.
Closest cast of the day?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It was pretty one-sided for Dirk versus Schweffy. Double E surprised me when he got voted through with his 66%. Now we'll find out. Is it Teague Gunner or is it Jay? Just
barely.
Just barely. 60
that one
to 40.
Way. Both those guys were so good. I even thought Schweffy was really good at the start too.
It's been a good day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually so impressed with the talent level that we have here in Cast-Off Season 2. I think we've seen a number of contestants who would do very well at the X Games. But we have one more set still to go. Jay, congratulations. We'll follow up with you for info on the next show. But for now, let's reintroduce them. You saw them on Season 1. We got Phatern and
Paradox.
Wow, nice intro for him.
Now guys, the great news.
I was screaming.
The great news is we are going to see one of you moving through. At least one of you will go through, but the other one might be saying goodbye tonight. So Phatern, we saw your intro video twice. Incredible stuff the second time around. First off, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about the second season. How did you come up with the idea to film yourself 3 times?
Like I said in the video, I didn't have a really big fan following. I think I got like 3%, so I figured the best way to do that would be to triple myself, and maybe people would find it funny. And that was pretty much it. I knew it was unique.
Well, dude.
And did you find any traction on Twitter? Any love from the community?
A little bit. I was actually at the gym while the whole thing was going down at first, and I got quite a few tweets saying like that was hilarious, and I was like, did I make it? And they're like, oh, of course. So I was pretty relieved after that.
Yes. All right. Well, you've made it this far. Last time, though, you were knocked out before our Final Four. You did not get a chance to cast with the boys on LAN. What have you been working on since Season 1?
Well, the first thing I did was stop saying the word actually, like I said in my video. The second thing is I picked up the controller and learned how to drive.
Nice.
Third would be I've been working with Perfect Alliance organization for casting, so I've been casting with Maze, doing some show matches, and just practicing a lot, and then just, you know, trying to make sure I wear a tie, because I hear Benson's really...
Yeah, what knot have you done?
I just went lazy, but if you bring me to X Games, I'll show you how to do the Trinity knot. I can't do it here, but it's crazy.
Yo, shout out to the lazy tie. I know about that.
Me and Puckett are kings of the lazy tie.
So good at being lazy with our
Puckett tie his bed laying, tie his tie.
Do you want to know something really funny? So I tied that much of a good tie. Fwiz at every event for the past year that we've both been at has asked me to tie.
Yo, you dress Fwiz?
Yes.
That is fantastic news.
I don't know if I'm cool enough to sit here anymore. I think I might have to go.
Yeah,
I agree. To be honest,
sounds like
I'd
one
be
of
you
the
an
most
NBA on the run.
prestigious things you could ever do.
all right.
Just saying, man.
So
that's how good my ties are.
The tie game is on point for Ben. Phattern's rocking one today. Phatern, did you know you were going to be casting with Paradox, and what did you think when you heard the news?
I was excited because I liked what he brought last time and his submission this time, and so I hit him up yesterday and like, let's practice, and I think we're both on the same page. We both want to win, but we both want each other to win, and we think it'll be really cool if either one of us goes, which that'll happen, but we both support each other, so either way I think we'll be really happy.
Got so many nice dudes in the community. Let's introduce Paradox, our last contestant of the day. Paradox, you were a favorite amongst us casters after the first round of submissions. When it came to the live game, that's where we saw you struggling a little bit in Season 1. What have you done to step up your game here for Season 2?
Really practicing, and like Phatern said, like working a little bit with PA. Like I've done a couple of I've done one show match to be specific. Learning how to drive, same thing. So just working on that and sort of being more confident. I think that's the real thing that I need to get better at.
I agree, 100%. I think the confident you, which was the confident you we saw in the submission tape, that's the you that if you can convert that over to a live cast, godlike.
Did you re-record that multiple times, or is that a one-take wonder?
Which one, the cast or the intro?
The intro.
The intro, maybe 4 times. I like messed up a little bit at the end on one, and it was like I have to do this again. But
I like it. Well, we appreciate you taking the time. What about the cast?
the cast was, let's see, maybe 5-6 times, because there was one I got down to the end and I messed up, and I was like, like really you mess up there. But you know, any practice is really good practice. I think doing that multiple times actually helped. So
okay, and tonight you're going to be paired up with Phatern. He talked about you guys, you know, getting on the phone, going over stuff yesterday. What roles are both of you guys going to be playing here in the cast?
Really, we are both really solid, I think, with play-by-play and analysis. So feeding off of each other, maybe switching roles a little bit here and there. I think it's a really good mix.
Perfect combination. Well, without further ado, it looks like we have all of our players in here. Are we good?
-1.
Oh, we're missing one.
Someone from TCG just dipped out real quick.
You've tricked people, Puckett.
I did. I was very
You were
excited.
like, hey, without further ado, we're not going to the gameplay
We
yet.
are going to hang out in the studio for a little bit.
Yeah, where's the hot sauce? Let me drink some hot sauce.
I'm not drinking hot sauce.
Phatern, your gamer tag is El Phatern. Say like 10 things in Spanish for us.
Say 10 things in Spanish, like a sentence or just 10 things?
10 sentences in Spanish. Anyone can
10
say
sentences in Spanish?
How's it? Why are you doing this?
Yo quiero
Why
Taco
wouldn't you?
Bell, voy al baño en la escuela. I can't come up with that many things off the top of my head.
Something about a bathroom in the school. That's all I heard.
El Baño.
Yeah,
choose the
that's exactly what it was.
I'm a big fan of baloncesto, bibliotecas.
Are we just
Oh,
naming random
hilarious.
Spanish
Just
words?
saying Spanish words.
Corto el césped. I'm the one. Deal with that, 7th
Wow.
grade.
Power move.
Yeah. Did you
That's
have to
very
take any
strange.
languages growing up in England?
Yes. French, German, Spanish, Latin, Greek.
All
Although
of them?
Greek wasn't really.
You're a
Yeah.
genius, man.
Yeah, I take them all.
Like everyone did, or you just
I German
elected to take all of these?
So yeah, everyone has to take French at the majority of schools. Then you get to choose whether to carry it on. I dropped it because I was kind of bored of it. Picked up some German. Did German for a year. Thought that was too easy. Went on to Spanish. Went over to Spain for like 2 months. That was pretty cool.
So you probably know more Spanish than me, Puckett.
You would think. I got A-star in my verbal.
See.
And I got A-star in my written exam, but I have completely forgotten every ounce of Spanish.
I don't even know what an A-star is, but I'm proud of you.
It's 95+%.
The
Dude, I used to be really clever. You guys, you don't know.
You dumbed down when you moved to America, Ben.
It's true, man. I can't.
Join the rest of
I
us.
went through passport control, immediately lost like 10 IQ points.
You started eating barbecue. You lived in the state of Chicago for a little bit, and then after that, everything went downhill for you.
All right, if we can get
I was
some help
so-
from
I
the
was
control
so- I
room,
so nearly said that.
we need one more
I'm not gonna tell you
person to
what.
join this game lobby. So control room, if you could help us sort that
Shit, I
out.
nearly said to you. I'm like, it wasn't the state of Chicago, it was the state of Atlanta. I was like, nope, it isn't Atlanta. Anyway,
Yeah, your geography.
geography is good,
lacking.
kids. Geography is good.
Okay, so we're going to get a 4th player in here, and if it's not the TCG guy, I feel like the community might need to get an invite.
Pick out like one random dude. Yo, I'll play.
But then
I'm ready.
We can't watch the cast.
You just cast over me the whole time.
That'd be awful. There'd be so many death screens.
Sure,
All right,
everybody would love to
wow.
watch
with this being
hit
the
with
final
that.
cast of the day,
Damn.
and obviously some really strong returning talent from Season 1, I'm going to be a little bit hypercritical with my feedback here. What did you learn from these two casters the first time around in Season 1? What made you want to go out on both?
I think nerves was one of the big things between the two. You kind of expected them both to be so good, and then it wasn't that they were bad. It just didn't reach that expectation. I think we personally set that bar so high ourselves, and that was definitely something which kind of put me out. What about you?
I think it was the confidence. Just lacked a little bit of it. But I think, from what we've seen from both of these guys so far in Season 2, both different people. They both seem like they've gotten a lot more confident just in themselves. And I think they're going to have a great cast.
Supercast coming?
Supercast. What you go to? You're like scrolling through.
I was just seeing if we got a message.
You
from
gotta
the TCG
open up
player.
this lobby again, Puckett. They
Yeah.
can't connect. You got a main menu. They
How'd
just
you
hit
know?
me up. They hit me up.
Yo,
Bam! All right, tell them it's open.
it's coming.
It's open.
It's coming. Ben just opened
There you
that.
go.
We didn't go to
I'm
main
gonna let
lobby
them
or
know.
anything like
Was
that.
that him? Is he in? No. Why
Hey,
is Swift joining the game?
Yo, Swift just got the Swift boot from Benson. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for exiting.
That's messed up.
That's what my subs.
Yeah, Ben, you're pretty violent today.
Nah, I'm in
Who'd
a
you
sassy
want for
mood, bro.
subs?
Is it the hot sauce in your belly that's making you fiery?
I'm being 100% honest with you. Yes, it really is. Like,
Did you throw away that green juice?
yeah, put it in the bin where it belongs.
Matt feels like a superhero after drinking kale.
You really do. You're out here all like,
home and eat grass, drink kale.
Matt, you would make a great vegetarian.
Probably. That sucks. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, steak's too good.
Is he joining
I
the game
understand
or
that.
is he just chilling?
Yeah, I mean, boom, it's open.
Matt, you had one job to do today.
And I did for a very long time.
You did.
Now
You did a fantastic job.
Thank you, Puckett. And there's somebody back in the game.
Yo, just start it up.
No, that's not.
Yeah, that's the guy.
That's not the guy.
Oh, thank you. Just hitting
That's
people
a random
with
guy.
the swift.
Hey, everyone's in a game.
Hey.
Yeah,
We can start this one up.
We got Profizi, we got Inverted, we got Silpy, we got Pemby, and we are going into the final
go.
cast of the night. This is Phatern with Paradox. Phatern, kick things off.
We got Detroit Hardpoint here. Very crazy beginning in that middle Atlas Hardpoint. You know, Paradox, what do you want to see out the break?
Off the break, I want to see somebody really set up around that middle Atlas, and you have to push out. Like we saw E6 in the last map on Biolab, put like 2, 3, sometimes all 4 in the hill, and I thought that was really interesting. But here, because it's so crazy, you have to push out, and especially with a team that likes to run 4 battles, have to get on those long lines of sight and make sure they stay back.
Oh, I 100% agree. Making sure that you have control of the hard point, control the spawns, and again, like you said, slaying out so you don't allow the other team to create some sort of coordinated push. And to get started off, I want to go on board with Pemby to see what he's doing. He's rocking that BAL as we kick off this hard point.
All right, Pemby, of course, starting it off here. He's going to rush right into school, pulls out his knife, and I want to see him go school window. I think that's a really good spot. Of course, we see that a lot here, and there's already 2 in the hill for E6. 1 goes down. Pemby gets a couple of shots, but on board to Exib, who just went down. Now TCG has controlled this hill. On board with Nerve, who gets a 3-piece on them. And what do you think about this start right here? Because I like Inverted just going off in the hill, but unfortunately he stopped.
Yeah, their aggression was great off the rip, making sure they get control of the hard point, but as we say that, E6 is trying to make their presence felt inside the hill, but at the same time, TCG, they're holding it down, getting that scrap time, and they're going to be in better position for that first rotation, as we see Inverted here, trying to hold it down on the inside as Cade comes through and cleans it up, gets meleeed, and knocked back a little bit as Exib goes in and gets a huge 2-piece inside that hill.
Yo, I don't know if you just saw that, but Profizi and sorry about that, Profizi and General, so one person on each team running that brand new gun, and I think that's really interesting. Of course, Mr. Rex said earlier on the show today that it fires a little bit like the last word in Destiny. I don't know if you played a lot of Destiny or anything like that, but going into this greenhouse, I think it's going to be really good. Profizi getting a couple of shots with the ASM-1, goes into the little alley there, and he gets taken out. So on board with Cade, who's sitting in the hill for E6 with this ASM-1, and here comes TCG.
Yeah, and the E6 squad made a really good push there through the back spawn, but as I say that, we have Silpy coming through, and he's going to now make sure they have control of the spawns as they try to push out like we talked about in the beginning. Gets 1 kill, racking up these points here to try to tie the game up with about 20 seconds left. We're all tied, and right now, E6, they've got to make a decision whether they keep pushing or rotate, because it looks like TCG is going to hold it down until Ruiz pushes through, but now we're facing a nice rotation in by... that's actually Exib, and he's on the next hard point.
Yep, he is right there, but Silpy's coming in. He gets shut down. Profizi and company able to take him out. Now Profizi just sitting in the hill, unfortunately goes down. Exib is your person in the hill for E6, going to take this lead right back, although he has 2 people down. TCG is getting ready to push, and like I said at the beginning, I want to see E6 do this, and they're doing it right now. They're setting up a barrier around this hill, and this is exactly what you want to do. However, we have Profizi backing up on the little ramp, and it looks like TCG with 36 seconds here can't really break into this hill.
Yeah, E6 made a great rotation, and just like you said, General was out pushing with that battle, making sure that no players were able to get a coordinated push inside the hard point. But again, as we say that, Inverted gets a kill, and right now they have control of the hard point, and Inverted turns around to make sure that bottom garage is safe, gets a 3rd, he's going for the 4th, not able to do so as he's taken out by Exib, and now with 15 seconds, TCG, they have to make a nice rotation into that next hill if they want to maintain any sort of, competitive nature.
Oh yeah, and that rotation's already on the way. We have Ruiz able to take out Silpy. No, he's not. Ruiz goes down. Profizi pushes into the hill for TCG. And actually now Inverted is in the hill. We have E6 pushing up, is able to get one kill. That was Cade going down. Silpy sitting in the hill right now. This E6 is just pushing down this alleyway. It's a really good spot for them to be. Silpy sitting back. Profizi pushes up, not able to get in there. So now TCG sitting in the hill. Here comes E6. What do you think with a 5, now a 4, 3? It's closing in the differential in this game, and there's a team kill right there.
Yeah, Profizi's been the MVP so far, sitting at 15 and 10. He's got 5 captures, and he just had a huge 3-piece to maintain that hill for TCG, as he's in there now on a 2 streak, 17 and 10, giving his team the ammunition they need as he's going off with a huge 3-piece, maintaining the spawn. And as I say that, another player, Inverted, has already rotated to that next map, or the next hard point, and it looks like TCG's really set up to try and take over this match.
Yo, Profizi on TCG is lighting up. He's currently on a 6 spree, about to push into school. Let's see what he does. Is he able to get this first kill? No, he backs out, waiting for some teammates to push in. On board with Exib sitting in the hill. I want to see Profizi just come and push him, shut him down. Unfortunately, Exib is going to take him out in that streak right there. Him and Ruiz sitting in the hill, and now TCG are pushing through lockers as E6 has a little bit of a stable lead and now take control. TCG able to take control of that hill.
Yeah, and back on board with Inverted. Great plays there by E6 to, again, set up that hard point, slay out a little bit, but, you know, before they really have a chance to hold it down for too long, they are going to get pushed out, and Inverted, a nice 2-piece there, but E6 able to take control of this hard point for the time being, as Cade is inside the hill, being contested, not able to pick up the kill on Profizi, and we're looking real close, only a 20-point lead as we go into this second rotation of hard points.
Oh, definitely. It's a really close game. They're just going back and forth. The hill time is being traded between these two teams. General goes down in school. Now Profizi and Inverted are right around this next hill. We're going into the second rotation of hills here. So back at this middle Atlas trailer, we have Exib sitting in the hill, trying to get a couple of shots through the wall. Of course, the ASM-1 nerf, you have 35 in there now, not able to pre-fire as much anymore. And I think that's hurting Exib a little bit. However, E6 able to get in there, get a couple of kills. Unfortunately, TCG just locking this down.
Yeah, great aggression by both teams. Is like I always used to say, you can't play not to lose, you have to play to win. And right now, Profizi, he's playing that offensive role inside the hill, gets taken down, but Inverted is there to recover and maintain. They're up by 20 points in this 6th hard point right here. Gets another kill inside the hill. These are huge points, especially as we're going to the second side. Is once you build a lead, you know, it really sets you up well. What does E6 have to do to maintain or stay inside this game?
E6 right now, they just need to get a little bit up. I mean, E6, of course, able to take control right there with Exib, getting into the hill. Also, he shut down a little bit more, just winning those key gunfights. I think TCG has done a really good job at outslaying them, and it's currently why they're in the lead. Of course, E6 only early rotation over to this next hill. They just have to shut it down like we saw before. It's not like they can't do this. They just need to push out, pick up those key kills, and they will be able to take this game.
Right, and as you say that, Inverted and Profizi are pushing this hill. Great spawn control there. They pushed out the back trailer side, and right now they have complete control of 23 points. And you see the rest of their team trying to push out and get these kills as E6 is trying to make their way through that middle hospital, and they're just going to get shut down. A 40-point lead here with about 3.5 minutes left and 30 seconds left in this hard point. E6 has really got to step it up in slaying and rotations if they hope to have any chance of winning.
Yeah, I like what E6 is doing here. They just sent 2 people on the long flank and had 2 people come up that alleyway or come on a closer route. So really, you always want to try and pinch hills to break them. I think E6 did a really good job there, getting some time. And on this next hill, I think this is going to be crucial.
Yeah, Exib is the last one alive in the hill, getting that scrap time. He's on a 3 streak with 11 captures. That's ridiculous. And as we go to the next hill, it looks like TCG is going to get a hold of that. Silpy's in there, and just as I say that, E6 has maintained the control, and it looks like it's just going to be crazy down to the wire. And with Ruiz getting huge kills as he's taken out by Profizi.
Yo, TCG had a really good setup at the beginning. We had Silpy pushed down, try and get some kills. However, he turned around. There's an E6 player in the hill, and unfortunately, he was able to take him out. Exib and company are lighting up E6, starting to try and come back into this game. They can definitely do it. We have about 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in this game. Of course, Exib is just trying to watch this ramp. He has 2 players pushing up. He's not able to get either of them. So TCG pushing into this hill and trying to extend this lead. However, a lot of kills going down in the hill right now as 2 go down for E6.
Yeah, and they made just a stand just like TCG did in the hill before that, or the last rotation in this garage hill. Right now, Profizi trying to get some kills or at least contest and not able to do so as Cade and Ruiz are making a great push inside that hill. And now it's going to be the race to the next hard point, which it looks like E6 has already done. They're up, or they're down by 11 points here, and they're slaying outside the hill. We've got Cade and Ruiz. Cade on this top glass part here gets one kill and then gets shut down as Exib is holding it down. We're basically tied up, and we've got a minute 40 left.
Oh yeah, definitely. Exib is just watching this alleyway. Here comes a player. If he's able to get that, that's huge. He does. Able to take out that player, and now TCG just trying to push through this yellow window, just getting shut down every single time. Profizi's actually able to take him out, to take out the hill player there. Pushes into the hill, gets another one. That's a really huge play from Profizi. Unfortunately, he goes down, and now this is such a close game.
Yeah, so many trades inside the hill right now. Silpy, he's the one that's locking it down. They are now coming back. TCG has the lead. He's able to pick up a kill. They've got this back spawn, but now the race is on to the rotation, and Silpy taken out. But in the next hard point, we've already got Exib. They've got to set up. They've got to hold this down if they want to win. They're down by about 8 points with about 3, 2, 1 until we go to the next hard point. Who do you see winning this whole thing?
Right now, I think TCG has the momentum, although we just saw E6 make some really huge plays. TCG has just been outslaying them a really good amount here. I mean, of course, teamwork is what wins games, but it doesn't help if you have that slaying power. And with this team, with Exib getting 2 right there, that is why I think they're going to win this game. E6, unfortunately, in the hill. Sorry about that. A little bit of confusion, but E6 making a strong comeback, and I know I'm going to change it now. With this amount of time left, I think E6 is going to take it.
I mean, it's really close right now. We've got a 12-second differential with about 20 left, and right now, E6, at this point, they've got it locked down. As long as they can get a few kills, and they do, they're going to take this hard point. Crazy stuff right there. General with the 40 bomb, 41 and 35. Excellent playing. Every player except for Ruiz is positive or even on their team. Just great rotations at the end of the game to win the map.
Yo, E6 stepped it up big time. I called it out, and they were able to do it 225 to 216. E6 able to take this Detroit hardpoint. Amazing game.
Great stuff. That was ridiculous. I'm so glad I got to cast that with you. That was amazing.
Yeah, we see Cade in the final kill cam with the ASM1, and I think that, you know, that was just such an evenly matched game. It came down to the rotations. Those really clutch kills, and that's where E6 won.
All right, thank you guys for that cast. We let you do the whole game, and a big shout out to TCG and E6 for being on today's show. Really appreciate you guys playing for us live on the cast off. But before we get into our feedback, I want to start with you guys. Phatern, you first. How do you feel about that cast?
I loved it. I'm always someone that feeds off of somebody else, so at this point, I'm like proud. I feel like a dad. I'm so proud of like how Paradox did and how I did, that if either one of us wins or whoever goes through, it was so much fun. I passed it to him, he passed it back. We build off each other's points. I thought it was awesome. I
thought you guys had some really quality chemistry. Paradox, how did you feel about that call?
It was really fun. Like, it was a lot of fun. I loved casting with Phatern. Obviously, it was a really strong cast. Like, I loved it, and the game was so close. I think it just made everything better.
All right, quality game will make a great cast. Ben, yep. I know you have quite a few notes, though, while driving. Get into it, my friend.
First set, 60 seconds. See the new DLC gun, the M1 Irons, get about 5 kills in the game, 0 mentioned. It took the entire first hardpoint to mention that. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, it's in the kill feed. It's not like someone is running around with it not picking up kills. There were so many kills going on, and admittedly, you finally caught on. But after just saying it to the last pair that came on, I was like, no mention of DLC. You got to scroll through. I felt like, again, it was kind of like, who are we going to spectate? We'll go with this guy. That was the first thing. However, the sort of flow between both of you was really, really good. There was nothing which kind of stood out at any point during that whole 10 minutes where I was like, they just kind of lost it. They just lost complete control. Yeah. So besides that big gripe, everything went pretty well. I heard one, I think it was Phatern, you kind of messed up at one point when it was on green hill for the first time. There was 10 seconds left, and you were talking about pushing through the hill. And it's like, well, that's not really what you want to do to get control of that situation in time. There's only 10 seconds left. But not really going to knock you on game knowledge, because that isn't really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the energy, and you both kind of brought that. One thing which was really, really abundant to me, and I did this, and I'm pretty sure maybe the viewers picked up on it too. When you're casting over a player, it's always good to kind of flick through and see what they're using. Now, Profizi went off that game. You both called it really, really well. He won some big kill streaks. No one mentioned the fact he was using Gung Ho, though, which is so different to what anybody else is using. Everyone kind of goes for that fast hands. He's rocking Gung Ho. that's an interesting topic of conversation. It's like, oh, you know, like, is that maybe the reason why he's picking up those kind of kills? You know, are you going to see more gung-ho on a map like Detroit? That's something which is really important. I kept flicking through to make sure that he had it by bringing up the perks, and I know both of you last time really struggled with the broadcasting and controlling that. This time, I'm not sure if you were flicking through and seeing things like that, which explains as well that first 60 seconds, no mention of the DLC. Second to last hill as well was a huge fight for scrap time. No one really mentioned it. Like, that scrap time at that point in the game is massive. 5 seconds can win you or lose you the game, and you both kind of went really early into the rotation to the last hill, which yes is still important.
It felt like the first time around.
Right. It was like, no, this is like, oh my god, Profizi just went ham. Like, come on, give me some energy going into the last one, which admittedly was there, but I feel like you both could have maybe just transitioned that just a little bit better. But all in all, very proud of both of you, to be completely honest with you, because one of the biggest gripes we had was energy, excitement. You kind of felt nervous the first time. This time, like, if you'd have casted like that last season, 100% you're making it to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just considerably better than Season 1. I mean, I have that written down from both of the guys. Good
It's
calls.
actually all caps as well.
Yeah, it actually is in all caps. Paradox
It actually is. That's how I wrote.
Paradox does a nice job. You know, mentioning 6-3 by one of the players. One threw me off a little bit, like Little Alley. I don't really back alley. I mean, it's all kind of
going
at
down
that
that
point,
alleyway.
right? At that point, you're just kind of
Big alley,
whatever you
little
call
alley.
it. Yeah,
It's fine.
it's fine. Much better energy than Season 1. I think that was really apparent. And then for Phatern, very good. The energy definitely up. Had a really nice call, and you know, one of the 3 pieces in the back by Yellow. He stumbled a little bit from the second to the third hill on that first rotation, but you know, brought it all back together in the second rotation.
Anything else?
No, I thought
What can they do better?
I thought the end could have had a little bit more hype. Like the last hill, like they're fighting over that time. They could have been like, it was like a chaotic like moment. Like people were flying in left and right. They needed just a few more seconds to make it mathematically impossible. Like that would have been cool to hype it up. And I actually had, you know, there's no hype at the end. Then Paradox, I thought, had a pretty good sign off there at the end. So kind of wrapped everything up.
Pretty solid stuff. I didn't really write down too many notes throughout this one. First off, Paradox, I love your voice. It's so unique.
Thank you.
It's just totally different from every other voice that we have in competitive casting right now. Phatern, you have a very unique voice on your own, and I felt at times that you might be able to just throw on this very small extra layer of casting voice, because at times I felt like you were talking to me, just if you and I were just hanging out watching football, which is okay at times. You just got to pick and choose, like when you get when you use the inflections. Really, the only thing that I had to make notes on for you, Phatern, was the us. At 7 minutes and 5 seconds, I started counting, and within 1 minute and 30, you said 5 times. That is your go-to. Was the 2 words that I would try and avoid. I can tell you're thinking, trying to keep up with the action. It's chaos. It's hardpoint. It's everywhere. Just like you had all right, or whatever your previous word was, figure out how to get us out of your vocabulary. I think that's going to be a big win for you. The math was wrong at one point. You said there's a 23-point difference, and it was almost a 40-point difference, but I'm not going to knock you on that because I am the biggest mistake maker when it comes to scoreboards and trying to do math on the fly. Paradox, let's take it to you real quick. I thought the voice was awesome. Your energy was good from start to finish throughout that. You seem more confident this time around, but there's still a lot of apologies. There's a lot of oops and then trying to correct yourself. Don't ever correct yourself in the final minute. Just go with it. Just get in the action and you just say 5 other things so fast they forgot about that mistake. And you just keep us in the game, because when you go back and you try and correct yourself, especially when there's kills going on, you're doing more harm than good. I would only try and correct yourself if you're in between certain destroy rounds, or if there's a lull in the game where you can correct what you were supposed to say and then bring the attention to something new. Right away, just sweep it underneath the rug. I think it was really good cast across the board. I think it was not the strongest cast of the day, I don't think, but I think it might have been the closest between 2 contestants. I'm excited to see what the fans decide to go with here. Congratulations to both of you guys on the improvements you've made from Season 1 to Season 2. Any final thoughts before we open it up to the fan voting? Yeah, Paradox, tell us why. Why should you go through?
All right, let's see. I'm really invested in this scene. I remember I started playing in Modern Warfare 2, saw competitive a little bit in Black Ops 1, but didn't really dive headfirst into it until Black Ops 2, where the scene just exploded. I love this scene. I'm always looking at streams, always studying, and I know I can always get better. So I think that if I show some promise or whatever, I think that just diving into it a little bit more, just more practice, and practice makes perfect, as we all know.
All right, same thing to you, Phatern. Why should the fans vote you through to the next round?
We already know I can clone myself, and the SOT game, which I talked about last time, is still there.
Oh! On fleek.
But
I hate
no,
that word.
I really love Call of Duty. I love playing the competitive modes. I love watching, and I think I can really bring the excitement to X Games. But hats off to Paradox, he killed it. I think we both killed it. So just vote for whoever you thought killed it.
All right. Everyone's dying.
I was gonna say that too.
All right, guys, we're going to open the voting right now. This is the final cast of the night. Your voice matters. Let us know. Do you think it was Phatern, or do you think it should be Paradox? Use the hashtags at the bottom of your screen. We're going to announce it after the commercial break. Ben, are you leaning either way?
I'm really not. I'm really not. I think both of these two.
This is the closest one.
This is by far and away the closest one, and there's like such good parts from both of them, and yet at the same time there was like a couple of things which like stood out to me because I was obviously driving it, probably a little bit different than what some of the viewers may have heard, but like this is gonna be to the wire. I think I really do.
Matthew?
I mean, I thought the last one was going to be close. I think this one will probably be closer. What, the last one finished like 60 to
40, the 50-50. Like,
this
it's
one will,
like
yeah,
flicking
this
through.
one will go like right down to the end.
This one is going to be all the way down to the wire.
It's going to be crazy, guys. Get your hashtags in. We're going to keep it rolling for 2 more minutes during the commercial break. I'm going with Phatdox on that one. Or Phatern. I couldn't choose between them. I tried to combine names. Going to commercials.
Nice, good
job.
job.
Yeah, thank you.
You have to clean that up.